cook. She got the recipe. She got what you need. That girl can cook. That black girl magic. I gotta have it. The way she work it. The way she whip it. She's so savage. She ain't average, yeah. You don't want none of this. But you do.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are making southern homemade chicken and dumplings. Honey, some of the best chicken and dumplings you're ever gonna make. So let's get started. All right, here are all of our ingredients that we're going to be using today. And I am using skinless chicken thighs. All right, I like dark meat. If you like the white meat, you can use chicken breast. Okay, but I'm using it without the skin and the bone in to make a delicious broth. And I'm also going to be using some thyme. Here I have thyme. I have black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, as well as flour, carrots that are chopped, bell pepper that's chopped, celery, white onion, olive oil, as well as some chicken broth. So that's all that you need. We're going to go ahead and get started. And today, honey, I am using my brand new Dutch oven. Look at that beauty, honey. And I have the heat over medium-high heat right now. And I'm going to go ahead and place my chicken thighs in the bottom of this oven, okay? And then I'm going to add some salt directly to the chicken before I add the water. I think this helps with the flavor a little bit more. And I'm also going to add the water right on top of the chicken. All right. Now, look, you want to make sure that you're covering your meat. All right. You don't want to cook the bottom half and not the top half. We want to make sure that we cover it completely. So how much ever water that takes for your pot, make sure you are covering all of the chicken with water. All right. So we're going to go ahead and make our stock by adding 1 small chopped white onion. We're also going to add 1 carrot. You can add more if you like. I diced this carrot and peeled it. And I'm also going to add in a bell pepper. This is half of a green bell pepper that has been chopped. And I'm also adding about 1/4 cup of chopped celery. All right, these are the essential ingredients to make the perfect broth. All right, so let's season it up a little bit. Let's use a little onion powder here. That's about 1 teaspoon. I'm also going to use some garlic powder. That's also about 1 teaspoon, maybe 1/4 teaspoon. And some black pepper. All right. All of these are the essentials to get that stock going. And remember, this is over medium-high heat. All right. Now, we got to add our thyme in. We need to add some fresh herbs. All right. Now, I didn't actually use fresh. I used dried. And if you have fresh, that'd be perfect. But if you only have dried, that is also fine. All right. And you want to cook this uncovered for 45 minutes to an hour. Make sure your chicken gets done. All right, if you're using chicken breast, you may want to adjust your time. So make sure you're paying attention to the size and the cut of meat that you are using. All right, so while we have that chicken going over in our Dutch oven, we are going to go ahead and get started on our dumplings. And you're going to need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, as well as 1/2 stick of butter at room temperature. And you're just going to take you a fork, honey, and just start pressing that butter into that flour until it gets to a crumbly consistency. And don't go grabbing all those fancy gadgets. Just get you a fork, okay? Just get you a fork and start pressing it. You know, you really don't have to work it like biscuits so much. So all you have to do is just press that down until you get that crumbly consistency. And then you're going to add in some chicken broth. All right. Now, look, the chicken broth is going to give these dumplings excellent flavor where you don't have to add any salt, because I am using salted butter. All right. Now, if you're using water, you may want to add just a little bit of salt, just a pinch. All right. Maybe a little salt, a little pepper. All right. It's up to you. But you want to get that dough and form it into a ball. All right. Now, once it gets a little bit sticky, you want to make sure that you add just a little bit of flour to coat it so that you can pick it up and work with it. See that? Just a little bit of flour, just a little bit. You want to be able to work that dough properly. So once you get that ball formed, find you a clean workspace. Make sure your hands are clean. Okay, super clean. So we can roll this dough out and form our dumplings. Now that we have this dough flattened out, we can go ahead and roll it, and grab your nearest rolling utensil. That means a rolling pin, a bottle, a cup, anything that is round and cylindrical. You do not need any fancy utensils for this. You just need something to roll these dumplings out flat, honey. All right. Now, like I said, roll it out until your desired thickness. I like mine pretty thin. I don't like them too thick. So that's what I'm going to be demonstrating for you guys today. But if you have a pizza cutter or a nice sharp knife, you're going to go ahead and shape that to where it's easy to work with. And I'm also going to be showing you guys how to just pinch off and make an easy dumpling. All right. But this is the thickness that I would like for my dumpling to be. I'm just going to thin this out just right to where I would like it to be. And I'm going to take my pizza cutter and cut vertical lines as well as horizontal lines going in both directions. This part is so easy, and it's also a little bit fun. You know, you have some kids, let them help you out. And remember, if you do not like this particular size, if you want them to be a little bit longer or a little bit thinner, a little bit thicker, however it is that you prefer, listen, be my guest and make them to your liking. It is totally up to you. This is my personal preference for my desired dumpling. I do not like them too thick. I like them very, very thin, you know, because they do swell when you cook them. All right. And if you want to do a traditional style dumpling, you can just pinch them off, form little balls, and there you go. That's your dumpling. This is a lot less time consuming if you would like to do it in the ball form. So those are the two ways that you can make a dumpling. Okay, so now that we have our dumplings ready and prepped, they're almost ready to go into the pot. We're going to take out the chicken and make sure that it is cooked all the way through and set it aside. All right, we have to shred that, but we want to let it cool down first. So before we do any of that, I'd suggest that you grab you a nice spoon, all right, a very clean spoon, and taste your broth. Make sure it is seasoned to your liking. All right, so all of that water kind of evaporated out. Some of that chicken broth kind of evaporated out. So I'm going to add just a little bit more right before I add in my dumplings. And I'm just going to toss those in gently. I don't want to burn myself. All right. And I'm just going to place them in. You can put as many as you like or as less as you like. And you're going to cook them for 25 minutes over medium-low heat. Now, I'm not sure why or how I skipped over this step, but honey, I need you to make a little slurry really quickly with a little bit of cornstarch or flour and some of that chicken broth, as well as just a tad bit of heavy cream or milk if you have it. All right. If you don't worry about it. Mix that up in a bowl right quick and pour it into your chicken and dumpling mixture. That is going to help thicken your chicken and dumplings. You don't want it to be too thin. You want a nice gravy. And after you've added that slurry, your chicken should be cool enough now for you to go ahead and debone it. You want to make sure that you're removing all of the bones, any fat. You know, we don't want any of that. We just want the meat. All right. And you're going to add that back into the pot. That pot should have thickened to a nice consistency. Not probably where exactly it needs to be, but it should have thickened some for the most part. All right, you're just going to add that chicken in and let it cook down for about another 10 minutes. All right, until you get to the consistency that you are looking for. But make sure you turn that heat down. All right, don't keep it up so high. And honey, look, this is what you should get in the end. Look at this. Look at these chicken and dumplings, y'all. Southern, seasoned, homemade, and delicious. All right, now get you a bowl, plate it up, and honey, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Your family is going to love this. All right, your parents, your grandparents, your nieces, your nephews, everyone is going to love this recipe. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it easy to follow. All right, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know how the recipe turned out for you. And you know what? I'm going to see y'all next time in the next video. Bye.